Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We will start with our first participant, which is Kwan Liman tonight. Kwan Liman.
Ajahn, I'm still practicing. I still don't have any questions.
Okay. Go to Christine Koe Pampinem.
Good evening, Ajahn. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I just back from about 5 days from temple, keeping a precept, and now come back work 1 week. Then next week go back another week.
You shouldn't come back at all. You should go and stay there.
Yes, I shouldn't come back. I went there, then I found a lot of Dhamma friends. Then they share with me how they practice, and the stage, like Ajahn said, is impossible if we stay at home.
Yes.
Yes.
It's better in the monastery if you want to meditate.
And they want to enter one partners, they take so many years.
Well, you cannot measure progress on each individual because they vary. Some can get quick result and some take a long time.
Yeah, pasparami. Yeah, yes.
I think it's not past Bharami, it's just your mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
How much mindfulness you can develop. So you can develop mindfulness, then you can get into one-pointedness. So try to develop mindfulness all the time. So simple, just recite Putto all day long. What's so hard about that?
Enjoy the laziness.
You enjoy thinking more than reciting Putto. You like to think about this, think about that, think about yesterday, think about tomorrow. Keep thinking all the time. Addicted to thinking. Cannot stop thinking.
And sleep also think and dream.
Yeah, you still continue thinking when you sleep.
Yes.
Okay.
I will go back next week, and next week I will not join the Zoom meeting. I try as per Ajahn advice.
You should start Bhutto right now. No need to wait till next week. You can do it anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
Recite Bhutto.
So when normal days we also recite Putto and
yes, 24 hours a day. 7-11. From 7 to 11.
Okay, I try.
From the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. 7-11, right?
Like I remember Ajahn said, "What's so difficult? Just watch on your breathing." I was like, "Oh yeah, huh? What's so difficult?"
This you don't even have to watch your breathing. Just recite Bhutto. One word. No matter what you do, just keep reciting Bhutto. Walking, standing, sitting, lying down, taking a shower, getting dressed, eating, cleaning your room. The whole day, just keep reciting Bhutto.
Oh. so can get rid from all the thinking mind.
That's right. If you don't have Buddha, then your mind will think. If you recite Buddha, then it has to recite Buddha and cannot think.
Okay. Later I try after after the Zoom meeting now. From now.
Turn off the Zoom meeting and see how long can you recite Buddha.
Okay. Now it's 9, it's 11. Okay. I try to see how many. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. Professor Ken from Switzerland. You back from the monastery?
Yes, good afternoon, Ajahn. I had to leave for a few days because they have several guest monks and limited accommodation, so I'm going back again on Friday this week.
Is it still snowing?
No, the snow has gone up higher. It's quite warm again.
But do you have snow around the monastery? Still there around?
Just on higher up on the mountain, but not actually on the level of the monastery now. It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's just usually about mid-November it starts to come and comes and goes for a while before it's permanent.
So how do you find your stay at the monastery?
Yeah, this time it was very good. I found when walking or sitting in meditation, becoming quite focused, but because it was a very quiet environment, I could see it was as if the thoughts were floating around in the background waiting for a chance to come in. And I could see that, but I managed to focus quite well. But a question I had was, when these thoughts are floating around, who is the thinker? Who's the one who's doing the Buddha recitation, and who's doing the thinking in the background?
The same one, but they can switch back and forth very quickly. So the thinking is very quick. It can think back and forth without you realizing that you're thinking about two things at the same time.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. Don't worry about who's doing the thinking. Thinking is sankhara. What you should worry about is to stick with your object of mindfulness, whatever it is, and ignore the thinking. Don't pay attention to it. Just pay attention only to the object of your mindfulness. If you use your body, just keep watching your body movement. If you recite Buddha, just keep reciting Buddha.
Yeah.
As when your mindfulness becomes stronger and stronger, then your mind will be more focused on one direction or one thinking, one stream of thoughts. Right now you have a couple of stream of thought racing against each other. So just don't pay attention to those thinking. Just pay attention to your mindfulness object.
Yeah, during the meditation or just during normal day, I was keeping focused on the Buddha. But it was just, and I wasn't wondering about these things during that time, but later on, just analyzing how the meditation was going, I just asked myself who was doing this and who was doing that. But I understand
It's the same one who's asking, the same one who's trying to.
Okay.
The one who's asking is also sankhara.
Okay.
There's a new stream of thought, another stream of thought come up. It's all created by sankhara. mental volition. I think that's what they translate sankhara as.
Okay.
So sankhara can be very quick, and you can seem to be thinking so many different things at the same time. But you only want to focus on something in order to stop your mind from thinking.
Yeah.
So just when you do the practice, don't analyze, because when you analyze, you're using your thoughts again.
Yeah.
And that's contrary to what your goal is. Your goal is to stop thinking.
Clear.
So when you do meditation for calm, or when you do mindfulness, you don't want to think, you don't want to analyze, you don't want to contemplate on the wisdom aspect. Not yet. Not the time yet. The first goal is to be able to stop your mind from thinking. And then your mind can become rested, become still, and peaceful and happy.
Okay.
And after you master this, then you later on, then you can do studying the nature of the body, for instance, or the nature of things around you, everything, all the sensual objects. They are impermanent. They're constantly changing. They're not still. They're not always the same. They keep changing. And you cannot control them all the time. Maybe you can control them some of the time, but not all the time. So when you cannot control them, you get dukkha. You feel stressful when you cannot control. For instance, the temperature in your room. Temperature is also a form of sensual object. Sometimes you can control it. If your air conditioning is working properly, then you can control the temperature in your room. But sometimes your air conditioner might break down. And this is impermanent. Yeah. If you don't have dukkha, don't try to control it. Try to accept the temperature, whether it's high or low. Try to learn to live with it. Then there will be no dukkha, no stress. But our defilement wants to control things to be on a certain level, on a certain standard. So if it varies from it, then we become stressful. But if we try to teach the mind to just accept the change, don't try to set up a certain standard, then you will not have any stress. So this is wisdom, but you can do it when you're not meditating. But then if you're still developing mindfulness, then you will not be able to develop mindfulness, because your mind keeps thinking, even though it was contemplation on the nature of things. So it's not yet the time to do it, really. You want to build up calm and stability of the mind. So you have the strength. If you want to let go of things around you and let them be without trying to manage them, you need a strong, calm mind to resist your your desire or your cravings to maintain things in a certain way, in a certain order. So just develop mindfulness first and meditate until you get into one-pointedness or equanimity or calm. Then after you have mastered this, then you can then alternatively do contemplation with meditation. You still need to meditate. After you contemplate for a while, your mind can become restless and agitated. So you want to rest your mind in meditation again. After you have rested and when you come out of meditation, then you can continue on with your study of things around you. Study the three characteristics. Everything has the three characteristics as the nature. Everything keeps changing, never remain the same all the time, and not under anybody's control. If you try to control, you can get stress or dukkha when you cannot do it. So if you don't want to have any stress, then you just have to let go of your control. Don't try to control things. Try to learn to live with them. If it's hot, learn to live with it. If it's cold, learn to live with it. Then you won't have any stress. So that's the goal of practice, to eventually be able to take things as they come without having to change them. Because sometimes you can change them and sometimes you cannot. When you cannot, then you can become unhappy. But you first need a strong, calm mind to be able to accommodate things as they are. If your mind has equanimity, then it can accommodate things, whatever they are. No need to change them. And live with them in harmony. No conflict. Okay.
Okay, then Ajahn, I'll continue in that way when I go. Well, from now until I
try
go.
to stop thinking first. Try to meditate and be able to enter into samadhi as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go to Felicia Chan now, from Malaysia.
Reverend Prajan, sorry, just now I suddenly pressed wrongly. I can see your face, you cannot see my face.
Yeah,
okay.
No problem.
My practice is good. I still can go into deeper peace from pain. I continue to practice like this. I have no question at the moment. Thank you, Prajan.
Okay, good. Keep on practicing.
Okay, noted.
Go to Kok Sing from Singapore.
Yeah, greeting, Prajan. I would like to update on my progress today. Today, all my family members have gone out, so I'm alone at home, and I'm able to keep a very good schedule of meditating in the morning and afternoon, and in between sitting when I find that my mind is it's difficult to focus, I will switch to walking, and then after walking I will go back to sitting again. And for today I also read one of the biography of Ajahn King instead of walking. And when it comes to this paragraph, which states that in 1995, Thailand suffered a severe flood, and Longput Chia felt sorry for many of my friends who would spend a hefty sum of money to fly to Bangkok over the weekend to ask him one meditation question and then fly back to Singapore. So when I reflect on this sentence on people in 1995, people need to fly all the way to Bangkok to look for Longput Chia just to ask one question. So I think we were over here in this meeting. I think we are very blessed to have you as our guiding teacher. And whenever we have questions, we can just ask every week, and we do not need to fly all the way to Bangkok, to Thailand to ask you. So yeah, so I'd like to express my gratitude to Ajahn, yeah, for availing yourself every Tuesday evening, so that whatever questions we have, you can clarify and answer our questions. Yeah. So I'd like to express my gratitude to you.
I may not be able to answer all your questions, though. Some of your questions I might not be able to answer them.
But most of the questions you were able to answer. Yeah. So thank you very much. Then
you're welcome.
What was my question? Oh yes. Yeah, Prajan, may I just check with you? So for okay, after okay, now I just focus on my samatha bhavana, so I'm not concerned about getting into jhana. So I just keep to my schedule and just meditate. And I'm just and not usually during the last 5 minutes when I before I finish the whole session, I will devote about 5 minutes to just contemplate on some issues or some of the things that I need to make a decision. So, but most of the time I find that a lot of things that I am contemplating after the samatha is a bit mundane. For example, I was contemplating about what to do with the Chinese paintings which I've kept in storage for more than 20 years. Whom should I give it to, and so on. So yeah, so I'm thinking of contemplating on something that is more on the Dhamma side. And last week you were mentioning about contemplating of we should death more often, and I was thinking the Mara Anusati, the recollection on death. So may I just check, Ajahn, so is it good to do the recollection of death after the samatha meditation and then spend 5 minutes to just read through the English translation of reflection of death?
You can do as much as possible. The more you do it, the better, because this will remind you of the truth. We tend to neglect, we tend to forget, or we don't want to think about. And when we don't think about, we leave ourselves exposed. When we exposed to dukkha or suffering, when we have to face death, whether we keep teaching or reminding us, then the mind will gradually learn to accommodate death, to accept death. And when that happens, then there will be no stress, no fear.
Okay.
So the more the better. Do it until your mind accept the death, the truth of death, and are not afraid of death.
So initially, it may be a bit mechanical, meaning that I may just read and it may not digest fully, just in a just what you call, just know it in theory, but it's a way of letting the mind letting it sink in and sink it slowly into the mind.
Well, sometimes you might have to go look at the real thing. You have to go look at the corpse, and then imagine yourself being the corpse. Then this will become more real and it will sink in your mind deeper than just thinking about it. But first, you have to think first, because some people don't even want to think about it. Every time they think, they become so upset or so scared. So you're not ready for the real thing yet. You first have to think about it first, until your mind becomes ready to look at the real thing. Then you might go visit some place where they can show you the corpse of a human being.
I don't think in Singapore, I don't think it's possible. But I think in the YouTube, there are some videos where they show the autopsy of to medical students when they dissect a human bodies.
Yeah, you can watch that also. But I still think seeing the real thing is more has stronger impact. In Thailand, there are some monasteries which they receive corpse donation, because people want to make the temple make use of it in teaching meditation to meditator. So they have corpse putting in a casket, open casket, and then placed on put in somewhere isolated, where a meditator can go sit down and look at the corpse and meditate in front of the corpse. This will really force you to be mindful, because if you're not mindful, your mind can run amok, can think so many different things. So you need to use the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto to force your mind to stay calm. I have some of my students went and attended this session with the corpse, and they have to go at night in the dark, and spend maybe a couple of hours meditating with the corpse in the dark and in the forest, not in the house or anything like that.
I think I'm not ready for that.
Not yet, huh? Okay, but if you can do that, if you can confront the death, then your mind might be able to accept death, and you will no longer have any worry about death.
Okay.
But you need a strong mind first. You need to have equanimity. You need to have jhana. Your mind has to become still, and you are able to contain it, not to get it to become excited or afraid. If you cannot do that, then you don't want to go and do it yet.
But I can still do the recollection on Dhamma Mara Anusati.
Yeah, you can do it. First, you have to do recollection of it, and then you want to move up the ladder. See, first thinking about it, then maybe looking at the video on YouTube or something. Then after that, you want to go see the real thing.
Okay, so it's a gradual process.
Well, it can be gradual or can be sudden. It depends on the strength of your mind.
Okay. Okay, I will do my homework and yeah, update next week.
Yeah, do a lot of contemplation, recollection, not just the last 5 minutes during your meditation. You should try to recollect that all the time, all day. As soon as you can remember, recollect. I will die one day. Just keep telling yourself, one day I'm going to die, and I cannot avoid or run away from it. So how am I going to deal with it? Ask yourself this question. The goal is to be able to accept it because it will happen. Accept it calmly and not with any fear or with any suffering. Because if you can accept it, then life will be easier for you. You won't have to worry about that anymore. And if you not worry about that, then you won't worry about any other thing, because other thing in comparison is not as bad as being dead, you know. So if you can accept that, you can probably accept everything else. But you need to practice mindfulness and samadhi first. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Well, Alvin, also from Malaysia. Alvin.
Well, good evening, Ajahn. Just listening in, but no question. Thanks for teaching, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. Titima from Bangkok.
I don't have any question.
Okay. Nantali from Pattaya.
Hello. Good evening, Ajahn. I got no question. Thank you.
Okay. Alfredo from Sao Paulo. Alfredo, how are you? You have your hernia, your operation?
I went it on Thursday.
Thursday, huh?
Yes.
Everything went well?
Yes, my asthma is not so good, but I have a medication.
You still have any pain?
No.
No
Hernia
pain.
is a liquid, né? A liquid in.
Liquid, okay.
Yes. It's okay. It's okay, but it's necessary surgery. It's very necessary.
Okay.
I was waiting to talk me the local I know, the local of the surgery I know. I don't know the time of the surgery.
I see.
I was waiting to tell me. Bante, in accord your discussion of the doctor, I created 5 nivaranas on basis on your teachings. The first is not react.
Not react, yes.
Yes. The second is not oppress. Not oppress.
Not oppressed.
Oppress. Yes, not oppress.
Okay.
The third is not disdain.
Not disdain, okay.
Yes. The 4 is not thinking.
Not thinking, okay.
And the 5 is not analyze.
Okay, same thing.
The hindrances, Bante, the obstacles, is important to enter in jhana, né, Bante?
Yes.
Buddha teaches the desire, the agitation, the lies, né? Kukucha, né? Not doubt, né? Buddha teaches the obstacles to enter in jhana. And in jhana, Buddha discovered the Four Noble Truths, but in for jhana, Buddha discovered the past lives. Buddha discovered discover a lot of things and pass to us, né, Bante?
Yes.
And to us is we have we are Buddhists, né, Bante? We agree in knowledge, né, Bante, of Buddha, né?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not a very necessary to enter to discover, né, Bante, past lives and equanimity and all equanimity in Apana Samadhi. To discover this, because Buddha say to us, né, Bante, you have to agree in Buddha, né? Because if he, I think if he was have to capacity to enter in for jhana, the result is the same, né, Bante? We are to do all other words, we are to do travels of mind in other places and other averiguations. But the Buddha say a lot of things to us, né, Bante? Only sati, only tranquility is the goal of our practice, né, Bante?
Yes.
Yes.
You always calm your mind, keep your mind still and not
Yes.
reacting to anything. Just let go of everything.
Yes.
But we cannot, we want to react to everything. And when we react, we can be hurt, we get hurt from our own reaction.
Yes. No stress.
No stress. If you don't want to have any stress or sadness, just don't react. Nothing comes and go.
But why the persons of this group asking a lot of you to more things, to jhana, to powers, to discover other things? Why calm is not enough, but in your opinion?
Well, because they don't have any calm yet, see? So their mind constantly thinking about so many things. Once you can calm your mind and stop thinking, then you realize that all this thinking, all this question is unnecessary. Because what you want to have is calm, that's all. Once you have calm, you have equanimity, you have contentment, then you don't need anything else. You don't need to know anything else.
But the life is not agradable, Bante.
Life is not what?
The life is not agradable. It's not enough to our mind. The life is not. The life is poor.
In what way when they poor?
In no pleasure sensor.
I don't understand.
We are no kidding, Bante. The life is no consequences. Is no good to peoples.
What is no good to people?
The life is no kid, no joy.
No kid.
I think this problem is this, Bante. The peoples have to kidding. The peoples has to do things. The problem is this, né, Bante?
The problem is the defilement, the kilesa.
Yes.
Especially delusion, not
Yes.
knowing what you really should have. We should, if we have no delusion, then we will know that what we should have is calm, peace of mind, and not anything else. But with delusion, we think the opposite. We think we should have so many things. And we forget that they're not good as having a calm mind.
Yes.
So you need somebody like the Buddha to remind us to go to the calm mind and not to go to everything else. Leave everything Like he left the palace, and all his money and wealth, and he go seek calm of mind, peace of mind.
Yes.
That's where the real happiness is. Everything else is just fake happiness. They give you brief happiness and then they're gone, and they leave you empty, hungry for more, hunger for more.
Yes. The people not notice dukkha, né, Bante?
Yeah, they don't know where the real happiness is.
Yes.
And what they think is happiness is actually dukkha. Because everything that they think will make them happy is impermanent, and it's anicca, it's anatta. They cannot keep or control them all the time.
Yes.
So when they lose things that makes them happy, they become sad. And when you lose your wife or your husband, you become sad because you need your husband or wife to keep you happy, right? So when you lose them, then you become sad. But you cannot prevent this from happening. It's not under your control.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So live
Okay.
alone. You're lucky to live alone. So you don't have no.
I am a child, Bante. I am a child, Bante.
Child. You're an old child. You're an old child.
6 years I am a child.
Yeah. Good. Stay a child for the rest of your life.
Thanks, Bante. Thanks.
Okay. Go to Peru now. Celia.
Rajan, hello,
Yes.
good evening.
Good evening to
Hope
you.
you're doing well.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. I'm doing okay.
Good, happy to hear that. I have a question about mindfulness again. I've heard repeatedly that mindfulness is actually watching, for example, in the case of a thought, no? Watching how the thought arises and why it arises, then why it stays there, and then how it ceases, no? And why it ceases. But it seems to me that, yes, it seems to me.
That's not the case. That's vipassana. That's one step later. Understand the nature of your mind. But you cannot do it without strong mindfulness and equanimity.
Yes, that was my question, because by now I'm not doing that really. So as soon as I know about the thought, I come back to with my mantra, no?
Yeah,
so by now I should continue doing this, no?
That's right. The first mindfulness, the real goal of mindfulness is to stop thinking, to be able to control your thought, to stop it or to direct it to think in whichever direction you want it to think. Like driving a car, see, you have to learn how to operate a car, right? How to stop it, how to move it forward or reverse. If you don't know how to drive a car, you won't be able to control your car. The same way with the mind. Right now, we cannot control the mind to go to a certain direction. The mind has its own will to go whichever direction it wants to go. And it usually in the wrong direction, in the direction that causes you problem, stress, and so forth. So you want to stop this mind from running around, uncontrolled mind, to put it under control first. And once you have the control, then you can let it go, leave it alone, let it think, and then you just keep watching it. If it thinks in the right direction, you let it do. But when it thinks in the wrong direction, that can create stress, then you have to stop it. See? And if you have mindfulness, you can stop it. When you think, you want to have attachment, no good. Don't be attached to anything. You want to have a family, no good. You want to have a husband, no good.
That I can know from now. Okay, but you just mentioned, oh, continue, please.
No, I have nothing to say.
You just mentioned that it's very easy to just go back to the Buddha or to the mantra, but really for me, it's very difficult. I mean, by now, no? Because sometimes when I know about it, sometimes I think that rather than doing mindfulness, I'm doing like, I'm practicing effort or putting a lot of energy, because the awareness that, okay, there is a thought, I mean, come back, is really small, but the effort that I put to come back, it's a lot. I mean, it's quite, because it's like, maybe that's a question also. I try with one thing, with my mantra. That doesn't work. If the thought is very strong, I try with another thing. And then I try with another thing. So there's a lot of energy and effort there, no? And
Yes.
is that fine also? Should I use just one mantra? Or I can use different things, no? Like,
Well,
if
if
my
you
first
find you
line
cannot,
doesn't work.
if the first one doesn't work, then you have to find something else that works. Sometimes you can reflect on that. As soon as reflect on that, your worry or your desire to have things will maybe stop. Your greed or your craving can stop. When you think, oh, I'm gonna die anyway, so why do I want to have so much possession for?
Oh, that's good. Because I wasn't thinking so much about death, but I really wanted to start thinking again, like during the day. I think that's helpful.
It depends on what your mind might be involved with also. Like sometimes death can stop your mind from, dreaming about getting rich or being someplace, doing something.
Yes, it really puts your priorities more in touch with reality. Yes, that's good. Okay, good. That's all, Ajahn. Many thanks.
Oh, you have this sexual drive, then you have to think of a supa, think of the corpse or the 32 parts of the body, for instance.
Yes.
And this can stop your mind from having this sexual craving.
And not only for sexual craving. Sometimes my thoughts go very far away, and when different things don't work, Asubha does work. I mean, going back to the body and to the internal parts of the body.
Okay, that's good. Just use
yes.
it. They are the same. They are objects of mindfulness that you can develop to stop it from thinking. Good.
Okay, brilliant. Good. Many thanks, Ajahn.
So you have to know which one to use. If you're using Bhutto and it doesn't work, then you might have to think of something else.
Yes. Okay, good. Good to know I'm in the right path. Thank you very much, Ajahn.
You're welcome. Okay. Rajat Ghosh from Delhi.
Good evening, Ajahn. It's very good to.
You still call
to
Delhi New Delhi or just Delhi nowadays?
It's still in New Delhi, South Delhi.
South Delhi.
Yes.
You have Old Delhi also, huh?
Yes, there is Old Delhi as well.
I see. But when people say Delhi, they usually mean New Delhi. Or
Yes.
not necessarily.
Yes, they usually mean New Delhi. It's an all-embracing term for both Old Delhi and New Delhi.
They're actually two cities together, right?
Yes,
They're twin cities.
Delhi. Almost, yes. They're pretty much connected, but the newer part of Delhi sort of came up much later. The old Delhi is very old. It's been there from the time of the Mughals and so on.
So it's actually two separate cities, or one city two cities connected together.
Well, it's actually it's one city as such, but two distinct areas.
Okay. Just wonder.
Have you been? Have you come here to Delhi?
No, not at all. No, I've never been to India yet.
I see. I was thinking of asking you if you ever would like to come and do a pilgrimage, visit all the Buddhist sites. Is it necessary, do you think, to do that?
Well, it's for someone who is still doubtful of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Visiting those pilgrimage places can reinforce their faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. But if you already fully have full faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, then you don't really need to go there.
I'm happy to hear that, Ajahn, because I've only visited 2 of them. I keep telling myself, oh, I need to go and visit the other 2. But I think
it's just to confirm your belief that Buddha actually exists. It's not just a fable or something created by somebody. It's real. Buddha is real.
Right.
And his teaching is real, and his noble disciples are real. Yeah. Once you are convinced of this, then there's no need to go to visit those 4 places.
Is there any need to be near relics of the Buddha? Because the stupas have relics, and there are relics stored in the Indian Museum here in Delhi, National Museum.
Yes.
And I see many visitors come there. Recently, they've placed it very well, very reverently. Earlier, it wasn't placed very well, and many people used to object.
It's just a physical witness that the Buddha, this is part of the Buddha body that is left from his cremation. The relics. They actually were bones and turned into relics, turned into stone. And we call them relics.
Yes, Ajahn.
For normal people like us, when we die, our bones don't turn into relics, don't turn into stone. They crumble and they became, decay and turn into dust. But for the Buddha and his noble disciples, some parts of the bone will become stone or relics, like precious stone. They look like precious stone.
Yes, I've seen pictures. They become round, like pearls.
Yeah, and they have different sizes and shapes and colors.
Yes, Ajahn.
Okay, you have any questions concerning your practice?
Yes, I found a very a good, concise translation of the Satipatthana Sutta, and I've been reading that aloud and slowly, and I can read it in half an hour. It covers all the points.
Yes, but
So
you have to understand that you don't do all of them at the same time. It's a step-by-step instruction that you have to develop as you go on. First you have to develop mindfulness, and you want to meditate to get into jhana. Once you can get into jhana and become adept, then you want to then study the nature of the body, the feelings, and the mental state.
Yes, you mentioned that, when you examine the beginning and the passing of thought, that becomes vipassana. And since I'm practicing vipassana, we start the practice with samadhi. And then after that, we progress to observing sensations, body part by body part. So.
Yes, the goal is to be detached from them, not to be attached. Right now we are attached to the body, we are attached to the feelings, and we are attached to the mental state, which are the emotions. And when we attach to them, when we run into something that we don't like, then we can get dukkha or stress. If we don't want to get dukkha, then we must let them come and go as they like, and don't try to discriminate, like one thing and dislike another thing. You have to let them all come and go as they like, good or bad feeling, good or bad emotion, aging sickness of the body. These are the things that they are processes that we cannot interfere, really, cannot control. If we try to control, then we usually get stressed, become saddened or disappointed when we could not do it.
John, the need for equanimity, it starts from the very initial practice, from the practice of watching the breath, because the mind keeps escaping into thought. And I've noticed that, when I consciously bring about a sense of equanimity, I'm able to be patient with it, and thereby I'm able to sustain my attention over my breath for slightly longer.
Yes, this is the result of you having more mindfulness. The more mindfulness you have, the more equanimity you will have. The mind becomes less restless with mindfulness.
And Ajahn, as we progress to more later stages, and as you a little while ago you were telling us about reflecting on death, I'm certain that going deeper in the practice, it can be quite scary, maybe. Perhaps, different mind states and different challenges will start coming up. So I have a question about doing practice, self-practice. How far is it advisable to do it? Because I read in your book that you were doing self-practice, and then you realized that you definitely wanted to ordain as a monk, and so you'd be in a place where there were fellow monks meditating, and there would be a teacher. So how much can one allow oneself, or to do this self-practice before one has the opportunity to ordain or go into a monastery?
Well, when you self-practice, it doesn't mean you're not without a teacher. I use the Buddha, I use his teaching, like the four foundation of mindfulness, as a teacher, see. But then when you get to the point where being a lay person is not as convenient as being a monk, conducive for practice, because if you become a monk, you don't have to worry about your four requisites of life: your food, shelter, and clothing, and medicine. So someone taking care of that for you, and then this allows you to fully concentrate on your practice. That's the purpose of ordaining, really. That's the main purpose. Second purpose is, if you can find a good teacher and stay with that teacher. If you cannot, you can still use the Buddha's teaching, the text, selected text that you can use as a guide in your practice. So at the time when I decide to ordain, it's not because I want a teacher or join a community among, but I need a place where I don't have to worry about money, about making money, about paying my rent and so forth, my expenses. Because after 1 year of practice alone, I ran out of money, and I have to make a decision. If I want to remain as a lay person, I would have to go to work. And if I go to work, then I wouldn't have the time to meditate as much. But if I become a monk, then I can continue on meditating all day long, as much as I like. And I don't have to worry about money, making money to pay for my expenses. But I found out that after ordaining that there are other benefits besides from the four requisites of living. Also, you have a community of fellow practitioners, and some might be more advanced than you are. then they can help you, or they show you a good example you can follow. And a good teacher to guide and to recommend the right path of practice is very, very important. Better than reading the text. The text is not as not alive as staying with a live teacher. A live teacher can point you to a specific way of practice that might not be shown in the text.
Yes, I think it is very important.
Unless you are really clever, really smart, that you can think on your own and know exactly what you have to do to become enlightened, then you don't need a teacher.
I don't think I am like that.
So you always need a teacher, because this path is an unknown path to us, to you. So you need a guide, like you're coming to Thailand. If you have someone to guide, show you around, it will be a lot easier than for you to go look around yourself, right? So you need to have a teacher from the start of your practice, from the start of your journey on this path. You should know exactly what you have to do. Not just go in there blind and don't know what to do and what to expect. Okay, anything else?
John, thank you. That is enough for now. I will have further questions
Okay, I'll go to Belinda from Singapore. You look different, Belinda. Had different hairstyle or something, or different Belinda.
Changing, always changing. It's the same Belinda. I
Same.
just pin up the hair. The same.
Okay, anything you like to ask?
And this week, I met a more advanced friend, advanced practitioner. She could recite mantra and really anchor on that. So I hang on with her to anchor, and it has been challenging. What pops up in the mind at the defilement of very heavy self-doubt that surface. So I wonder, like, how do we overcome when we have very heavy self-doubt that arises during the process?
Just ignore it. Ask yourself whether you have to doubt yourself. There's no need to have any doubt in yourself, really. Doubt about what? Self-doubt.
I thought about the doubt about like the ability or the capacity, when including like, can I do it? You know, like it just comes and it's just very heavy. And
yeah, this is a result of not having mindfulness, allowing your mind to think. See, when your mind starts thinking all sort of crazy things to get you confused and distracted. So try to stop thinking. Then all your doubt will disappear. Your doubt came from your thinking. When you stop thinking, your doubt will disappear temporarily.
But the challenge is having to control that, stop thinking that part. Right? I think
that's right.
Someone from Celia Peru, she was saying that the excessive energy, and after listening to Ajahn speaking with fellow practitioners, when we fail to control, and then it proliferates very quickly, and there's another mind that the disappointment, and we start all over again. So sometimes you just need to at some point you just have to let go of this and start again like that.
If you can stop thinking, then all your problem will disappear. You don't need to solve any problem. The real problem is your thinking. If you can stop thinking, then all the problem will disappear. Because if you can stop thinking, your mind will be happy, peaceful, and content, and there won't be any problem.
Yeah.
The problem starts when your mind is restless and agitated, and you start cravings and having desire, and so discontent. You know. So get to the, fix the real problem, which is thinking. Stop thinking, and all of your other problem will disappear. I guarantee you.
Yeah, temporarily. Temporarily.
I don't know why you don't want to do it, and it's up to you.
No, I'm doing it.
Go ahead, think, and then you have to then solve your own problem. You create the question, and then you don't know how to solve your own question.
Yes, like it's seeing that the self taking the hammer and hitting your own head, and then and then
Stop hitting them. Stop hitting your own head. Stop thinking. That's why the Buddha say mindfulness, mindfulness. Stop thinking. You don't understand the Buddha's message. The Buddha says, stop thinking. Be mindful means to stop thinking.
I'm working on it.
Okay, good.
Like,
Keep it up.
I wish it's like a computer. Like, sometimes the mind is just like impatient. Like, it's just I wish my brain is just like a hard disk. There's a switch button off. Like after the end of this session, I could just turn off the phone like that. But
You can do it, but you don't want to do it. That's all. You still attached to your thinking.
Yes.
You seem to not be able to live without your thinking. Like people who is addicted to cigarettes or alcohol, they just have to have them. You're addicted to your own thoughts. You're addicted to your own thoughts. You cannot stop it.
Ajahn, I also realized that the mind refuses to stop when it stops thinking. There's a missing sense of me, and that's when the fear come about. Like, so if it's okay to like to have that courage to contemplate death, sometimes I realize that there was thinking because there's some fear of losing the sense of identity. There's lurking that this sense of I or thinking mind or ego mind wants us to reassert the self. So
don't think, but not time for you to contemplate. Yeah. You don't have enough mindfulness and time to contemplate. Instead of calming your mind from contemplation, it can cause you more agitation and restlessness. So stop thinking first. Forget about contemplation. Forget about everything. Just stop thinking.
Mainly, the obstacle is fear, a very heavy fear, like a panic attack, very strong.
They from your think. They all come from your thinking.
Yeah.
When you stop thinking, everything disappear. Okay, I have to go now.
Okay.
Because you keep on thinking. I have to
talk more, I think more. Correct.
I have to asking you to stop thinking.
Okay, come back to breath.
Okay. Game Yen So from Penang.
Ajahn, good evening. I'm listening, Ajahn. No questions.
Okay. I'll go to Aparachita from Dubai.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Good evening to you.
Yes. I've been following your advice a little bit more diligently, like being more mindful during my day, consciously, and I have seen that it is making a little bit easier for me to sit in the morning, and in fact, I am beginning to look forward to it more. So for now, it's just practice, and I know that I just have to keep practicing and make it regular.
Practicing mindfulness.
Yeah.
Try to stop your thinking as much as possible. Think only when you really have to. If you don't have to think, try to stop it.
Yes, and I think for a long time, maybe it's a collective kind of misconception a lot of people have, that mindfulness is just watching the thought. Whereas when you did emphasize that no, it is bringing your mind back to one object, that is testing your mindfulness. It has made a shift for me. Yes.
I think there's a lot of misconception about mindfulness.
Yes, yes. Is then it's just running everywhere and you have a false idea that you're mindful, but actually you're not.
Right. If you're mindful, then you should not, you don't have to think, you just know what's going on.
Yes, knowing.
Knowing.
Right. Knowing.
Pure knowing without thinking. Right now it's all thinking and knowing is just in the background. Good.
Thank you.
The more you can stop thinking, you'll find the mind, your mind become lighter, easier, more peaceful, and more happy. It's just your thinking that keeps dragging your mind down. When you feel down, feel blue, feel sad, stop from your thinking.
Yes, I'm beginning to see that is as simple as that, and it's putting in effort to keep doing it.
Okay, good. You still work as a yoga teacher?
Yes, I still work as a yoga teacher. However, I find it very helpful because it's a very mindful oriented body practice. Like
That's
you have
right.
to focus. And so in a sense, it is a space which has helped me to also be mindful. So
You can work and develop mindfulness at the same time.
Exactly. Yes.
Because you don't need to think much when you teach yoga.
Absolutely not. It's so interesting that it just is a different experience. Yes.
Good. Try to develop as much as possible mindfulness. Don't worry about other things.
No, that's it. Yes.
You can think about other things when you're not meditating sometimes, or sometimes when you have stress or sadness or worry, then you might think of anicca, impermanent, and anatta. So things happen without, they're not under your control. Then you can learn to accept things as they come, and then you won't feel any sadness.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Helpful. Very.
Go to Singapore. Gary, are you listening? You don't have any question, right? Because you sound very light. The sound is very soft.
No questions.
Okay, good. All right. I'll go to Wales then. Go to Diana. You've been away for a while.
Greetings, Ajahn. I do have one question today. It's a bit practical. Last week I took an old cat to the vet because the cat had attacked a person and bitten them very badly, and the person had to go to the hospital, and the vet euthanized the cat. And I felt like I had broken the precept, and I just wondered what the teaching was. Does an animal have any responsibility for their own karma, or is it all?
Yes, they are like us. Whatever karma they do, they will have to reap the consequence, good or bad karma. But unfortunately, animals have less ability to think than human, not be able to distinguish right or wrong or good and bad. So they do it sometimes out of fear, out of anger, or But with human, we sometimes thought that even if we are fearful or angry, there are certain things that we should not do. So that's the difference. So human are more able to control the bad karma if they if they wanted to. But some don't. Some just let the anger take over and then do whatever bad karma they want to do. Maybe because they haven't been educated or taught about good or bad karma.
It wasn't. Nothing was done in anger. It was because this cat was making a habit of attacking people and was felt to be dangerous. So is the precept broken? Is that on my head?
Well, if you're the one who tells the doctor to do the killing, then you're also breaking the precepts. You do the killing, even though you don't do it yourself. But if you tell someone else to do it for you, then both of you, the one who tells and the one who do it, both are breaking the precepts. But there are other ways to deal with the situation. You don't need to kill. You can put it in a cage, let it go and live in the wild. Put it away and drive to the forest somewhere and just let it live in the forest and survive whatever. Rather than killing them, just put it into exile.
I understand. Thank you.
Okay. But you already did that, so maybe you can use this as a lesson for your next time. Next time you want to get rid of something, some animal or some human by killing them, then you shouldn't do it. Killing, no matter how merciful killing is still killing. It's still bad karma. Still.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is that all?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I'll go to Kafai Lim from Malaysia.
Good day to you, Ajahn. I'm just listening today. No question for now.
Okay, Philip, also from Malaysia.
Okay, Ajahn. So do I have any questions? Glad to be listening in.
Okay. Scott from Bangsalay, Thailand.
Good evening, Ajahn. Good evening. Good to see you Saturday and Sunday last weekend.
Yeah, you came both days. Did you meditate all during the time I gave the Dhamma talk?
I did indeed. What I've found is I meditate every day anyway, but I find when I'm in a crowd of people, maybe it's peer pressure, I feel the meditation is much more disciplined.
That's
so,
right.
And making the effort to come along as well and be out of my comfort zone helps me meditate and concentrate more on. I want to thank you for what you told me last week about carefulness, more so than mindfulness. Because I'm endeavoring to be more careful, I'm less prone to the anger I've been showing lately. I've been less prone to being immature, childish, tantrum throwing. And I think what it is then I have room to be more mindful when I'm meditative because I haven't got so much guilt, shame, embarrassment and humiliation going on for past crimes, for want of a better term. You know what I mean? Because basically when I'm upset and all the rest of it, I'm doing all these things prior. When I'm sitting in meditation, I spend the whole time sort of worrying about the fact that I'm not living up or down to my own expectations. So where I've been more careful in the last week, I've found it very freeing to be more mindful. I think what it is the mind is a great thing, but it's the action. The meditation itself is an action, but actively acting on making sure that I don't do these things frees me up. It frees me from me. That's my take on it. So we had a conversation on this Q&A last week, and I've endeavoured. I haven't been 100% successful, but I've been a lot more successful than I was in previous weeks I mean, I've got a degree, I've got years and years of experience, but it's in all different subjects. What I've had to realise is that I'm a recovering know-it-all, right? And I don't know it all. And sometimes I think I know it all, and that's what I have to remember. I'm a recovering know-it-all because I don't know it all, and I sometimes think I can run on my own steam. But listening to people with more experience, more expertise, more qualification, like yourself, puts me gently in my place.
Good to hear that.
Yes.
Okay.
And I look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Okay, good. I'll go to Samanji now from Sri Lanka. Samanji, how are you?
I'm fine, and nice to see you. I have a couple of questions.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Now, Tanajan, if in 5 precepts, like we have, it said that lying is a sin. Like if we have been asked to abstain from lying, but 5 precept doesn't include things like it's a sin to criticize others and also to use bad language. So what the 5 steps like it's a sin to lie, but it doesn't mention about using abusive language and criticizing others often. Like, is it a sin to being critical of others or often? Plus, is it a sin to use abusive language? I'm just curious because 5 precepts does not include those.
It's not a sin, but it's more like a refined precept. Refined that if you want to be respectable, you should not speak things like, idle chattering, speaking nonsense, and so forth. Speaking abusive language, using abusive language. This is for more for those who ordain, like monks or bhikkhuni or nuns. They want to put themselves more respectable. That's what it is. But it's not a sin. But you just want to make you look better, look good, more refined, more civilized. So let's put it that way.
Okay. Okay. I have another question. Like now in zoos, like we keep animals in captivity in zoos for human entertainment. Like should Buddhist countries, promote the idea of having zoos? Like, is it I know that it's a sin to keep animals in captivity, but why do still Buddhist countries promote keeping zoos and keeping animal in captivity?
Because they are Buddhist by name, but not by practice.
Okay.
If you're practicing Buddhist, then you have to have compassion. You have to have loving kindness toward all other human beings. So you don't want to hurt or make them unhappy. You want to make them happy. So if you're true Buddhist, you don't want to put anybody in captivity, because you can put yourself in their place and think, how would you feel like if you're put in a cage?
Okay. So that means many Buddhist countries are only label Buddhist, not true Buddhists.
Yeah, just partially Buddhist. They only merely practice just as only on a certain level. They might have respect for the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. They might go and pray, or ask for blessing, and maybe do some charity. But they forget that by putting animal in a cage is not charity work either. If you want to do charity, you should put all the animal let them go free.
Okay. And some say that we have fish in thousands, and maybe there are so many fish in the ocean and all. There are even certain religions that say that fish and all sorts of, animals are for human consumption. What's a Buddhist opinion?
Well, just come back to yourself. If somebody think that your body is good for their consumption, how would you feel? Right? So if you don't want to let somebody do something to you, then you don't want to do that to them either. Do unto others as if you would like others to do unto you. This is Christian teaching.
Okay.
Same thing in Buddhism.
Okay.
The Buddha said we should not hurt other people with whatever way we do. Should not hurt other people or animals. We should be kind. We should be loving.
Now Ajahn, now for festivals like Thanksgiving, like they kill turkey and all that. So like it's kind of promoting animal slaughter, right?
Yes, yes. They can eat vegetable and they don't have to eat turkey. Okay. But I guess they follow the original tradition. When the pilgrim, they could only find the turkey in America, so they then celebrate. Actually, they're celebrating more than thanking, you know. If they be thankful, then they should not kill, because they should value life. If they value their own life, they should value other people's life as well.
With the humans or animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
No different, human or
No
animal.
yeah.
We all love our body. We don't want anybody to kill us.
Yeah. Can I ask some more questions?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, like people buy meat from meat stalls, but the butcher, but those people who buy meat from meat stalls, they do not do the killing. Like butcher is there to kill animals for their consumption. Do they commit a sin by buying those which are on display? Which are on meat stalls for sale?
If you don't tell them ahead of time, like tomorrow, say I like 2 chickens tomorrow, then you're telling them to kill for you. But if you just go to the butcher shop and buy whatever is available, then you're not breaking any precept. You don't do any killing. But if you pre-order, like I want a turkey for my Thanksgiving dinner, if you tell the butcher ahead of time, then that butcher will have to go and kill a turkey for you. But if the butcher just decide to kill the turkey and hopefully somebody would buy from him, then the buyer has not breaking any precept. It's the butcher who's breaking the precept.
And also, Ajahn, but the butcher knows that somehow somebody will come and buy his meat. That's why he kills. That means the person who buys the meat from the butcher, he or she indirectly contributes to animal killing, right?
Well,
am I wrong? Yeah.
You can say that, but you still don't do the killing, so you're not breaking the precept. And if the butcher decides to keep the precept, then there won't be any turkey to sell anyway, right?
Okay.
So it's better to tell the butcher, keep the precept.
Yeah.
Then you will solve out the problem of killing. If everybody keeps the precept, then we all be vegetarian mostly.
I have one more question. Now, according to we all ordinary like human beings, we undergo different during different periods in life, like we enter schools, then we receive education, then we go to universities and we get graduated and all. So at the end, is it according to Buddhism, are those things accepted? And maybe the way we lead our lives, normal human beings, like we get married, we get graduated, then we have children, like maybe to without engaging in any maybe Buddhist practices or rituals. So like these sort of living practices accepted? What is your view like?
Well, the Buddha understands that this is the human nature. The human has to exist, and in order for them to exist happily and easily, they need education. So to be able to learn something, to use it as a way of making a living, then the Buddha says it's a good action.
So those things are, yeah.
Like in the 38, what you call Mangala Sutta, auspicious action. One of them is to educate, to learn crafts or knowledge, so that you can use it to make a living, make a living, a clean living. You don't have to go steal, or you don't have to go kill. So this is considered good action according to the Buddha.
And, can I ask two more questions? Like,
sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
We have plenty of
Now,
time.
yeah. Now, according to the Buddha, now which birth is a Deva birth, Deva realm better than human realm? I have read that, like the Buddha has said that it's best to, if you are to attain nirvana, it's best to be born as a human, because humans only have the capabilities of developing mind and becoming nirvana, becoming arhants. Is it true? Like
Yes, it's easier for human to access a teacher than being a deva. A deva, you need a teacher who can access the deva, like the Buddha or some with psychic power. But not all noble disciples have psychic power.
Devas cannot, but we have read that devas have attained sohan status, but not arhat status. Am I correct?
No, they can attain to the highest level if they could practice. If they can keep continuing practicing, yes, they can.
But they find it difficult to find a proper teacher most of the times. Is
That's
that what you
right.
meant?
Yeah, because very rare noble disciple will have the psychic power to be able to teach the deva.
Okay. Now, my last question is, now how does Buddhism differ from other religions? Like, what's the main difference? If you had...
Well, I cannot really say anything about other religion because I don't, I don't practice or study.
Okay.
I can only say that Buddhism is not really a religion.
It's a philosophy.
It's a path to liberation from suffering. That's what it is. It's a way of life. It's a way of practice.
Yeah. Maybe my last question, how to could you tell us about a small meditation, maybe a mindfulness meditation that we all can practice on a daily basis?
Yes, if you can try to find some time to meditate, you might have to set up a certain schedule in order to be able to do it. Because if you don't, usually your mind doesn't like to meditate. You will try to forget or try to find reason for not doing it. So if you really want to do it, if you think that meditation is good for you, then you should set up a schedule and try to stick to the schedule. Maybe once, maybe in the evening before you go to bed, in the morning after you get up. These are maybe the more appropriate time for you to meditate. And then you can easily just sit down and either watch your breath or recite a mantra like Buddha. Either one. You don't have to use both. You can use just the mantra only, or you can use watching the breath only. And try to stay focused on your breath or on your mantra. Try not to think. And if you can do this, your mind can become calm gradually, and you will feel more peaceful and happy.
Okay, that's all.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, nice to see you. How's your work? You still using this information to put in your paper?
Yes, yeah. Last time too, I shared the interview with your admin.
I see. Yes,
Yeah,
she sent me the link also.
Yeah.
Thank you for your good work.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
I think you help many Sri Lankans to understand Buddhism better.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
See you again.
See you.
Okay. I'll go to Indonesia now, to Willie, Machi Willie.
Good evening, Ajahn. Today I don't have any questions. Thank you, Ajahn.
I thought I heard you moved to Bandung.
Yeah. I was ordained in Bandung and stay here since then.
Are you still in Bandung, the same monastery that I thought you moved to a new one?
Yeah, I haven't updated Ajahn. Next February, I plan to go to Thailand. There is a monastery that was recommended by one of the Thai monks who stay here. So there is a Luang Por Suchart there. And there is a very minimum works for Meiji, and I can consult with a teacher. So I think I just give it a try. And currently, I'm still trying to prepare the documents for the visa. I tried to apply for the visa. I'm not sure whether I can get it because I am ordained here. So maybe it is more difficult to get a visa there. So yeah, I canceled the plan to move to the other place. I mean, the one that I told Ajahn before there, because I thought I'm going to Thailand and I have to stay here to get a visa done before I go there, Ajahn.
Okay, good. I hope you get what you want.
Hopefully, Ajahn. Thank you so much.
Okay, you have to try. You know, if where you are is not good enough for you, then you have to go look for something better.
Yes, that's right, Ajahn. I just try my luck there, Ajahn.
Okay,
Thank you.
good. Go to Singapore, Sulan. You have to unmute your microphone. Okay.
Oh, hello, Ajahn. Nice to see you.
Speak
today.
louder. Speak a bit louder.
Oh, nice to see you, Ajahn.
Good. Good to
Yeah.
see you too.
Yeah, came here to hear you speak about the Dhamma. Yeah. Then I have a question, which is I was wondering if knowing the history of Buddhism, is it important to understand the Dhamma?
I think knowing the teaching is much better than knowing the history. Knowing the teaching, what the Buddha teaches. Yeah. And the Buddha teaches the Four Noble Truths. That's the main teaching of the Buddha. And then study the Four Noble Truths. And then you'll find that what you have to do is you have to develop the fourth noble truth, which is the path to the cessation of suffering, the Noble Eightfold Path. And once you know that you have to develop the Noble Eightfold Path, then you can start practicing. Practicing right view, right thought, right action, right speech, right livelihood, right endeavor or exertion, right mindfulness, and right samadhi. That's all you need to know about Buddhism, just the path, the Noble Eightfold Path.
And the Noble Eightfold Path, it can be practiced by lay persons.
Yes, it can be practiced by everybody, but the intensity might vary. Lay person might not have much time as ordained people. Ordained people have no work to do, so they can concentrate all their time on the practice of the Noble Eightfold Path. But for lay person, you might only be able to do it one hour, half an hour a day. But because you have to spend all your time, most of your time for working. And by the time you get back home from working, you get so tired, you don't feel like practicing anything anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So being lay people has many obstruction or hindrances. As why monks, we don't have much hindrances or obstruction. That's all you need to know. Know the Four Noble Truths, know the Noble Eightfold Path. And once you know the Noble Eightfold Path, and try to develop them, all the 8 factors. No need to know about the history of Buddhism. I mean, you eventually can learn, but principally you should want to study the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. Because this is what it counts. The other thing isn't that much important. You can know about the history, or you don't know, it doesn't matter so much. And knowing the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. Okay, so go study. Look up in the Google right now. Four Noble Truths.
Okay, yeah. And I realize even the Four Noble Truths, they sound simple, but it's actually very complicated.
Very hard to understand. Very hard to put into practice.
Yeah.
You need to live with a teacher or study with someone who already understands this thing.
I saw that there was a book that is just on the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path, and it's already very big. Each factor is like very deep. So
maybe too much information is not good either. Just know enough to put it to. You just want to know enough so that you can practice it properly, correctly. That's all. Sometimes you don't need a thick book for that. It can become more of a academic than practice. Look at the Noble Eightfold Path or the Four Noble Truths as like a roadmap. You need a roadmap when you want to go from one point to another point. If you haven't gone to that point before, then you need to look at the map. Once you study the map and know how to go, then you can then just go ahead and go. The Noble Eightfold Path is for the cessation of suffering. That's the purpose of the Noble Eightfold Path. To free yourself from suffering. If you success in your practice, then you will have no suffering, no mental suffering whatsoever. No fear, no sadness, no depression, no anger, no nothing. No stress, no PTSD.
Sounds very wonderful.
That's right. That's the most wonderful thing about Buddhism, is the cessation of all mental suffering. No other teaching can teach you how to get rid of your suffering. Only Buddhism can do this. That's why people who follow other religion, they switch to Buddhism. We have lots of Westerners who come to Thailand to become monks. They were Christian before, they were Catholic, Protestant, but they found that the religion teaching cannot help them get rid of their suffering. But when they read about the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path, they they could see the Buddha's practice, the Buddha's promise that if you follow this path, you can get rid of all your suffering. So they decide to come over to Thailand to study and practice in Thailand. Maybe you should come to Thailand and become a Machi or something. Become a Buddhist nun. Like Willie. Willie is coming to Thailand. Willie is coming to Thailand also. She's now in Indonesia, but she finds it not satisfactory for her enough. You feel that Thailand is better place to have a teacher and to have a place of practice.
Maybe next time. I not feel ready yet.
Okay. Anything else?
I just I have another question, which is, like sometimes when people say like don't imagine the white elephant, then the mind will imagine a white elephant. So it's like when you tell the mind don't think of this, then it will think of it. So it's kind of counterintuitive, like why that happens.
Well, see, the mind is stubborn. So the way to deal with a stubborn mind is to use mindfulness. Don't tell it what not to do. Just keep beside Bhutto, Bhutto. Then it will stop all the thinking eventually.
Okay. Wow, that's very enlightening, because
like when you drive, if you want to stop the car, you have to step on the brakes. Don't step on the don't step on the other pedal. It will stop them. Don't step on the gas. Step on the brake. Okay.
Yes. Step on the brake.
So if you want the mind to stop thinking, you use mindfulness. You use a mantra, or you use chanting.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
The mind doesn't like to be told. Whatever you tell it to do, it will fight back.
Yeah, I think so. Yes. That's very smart. I didn't realize, because the more I want it to be not to be this way, then the more it will be that way. So
yeah, just use a mantra. It will stop, but you have to persist in using it until it stops. It's like when you want to stop a car, you have to step on the brake until the car stops before you can then pull back and stop applying the brake. But if the car is still running, you have to keep on braking it, stop it. If your mind still saying, you have to keep beside Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto until it stops thinking. It might take a long time, though. Maybe hours or minutes, not just a second. You don't expect to do a couple of Bhutto and then you expect the mind to stop thinking. No, sometimes it takes the whole day. But if you persist, you will be able to stop your mind from thinking. So you have to be patient and you have to be diligent.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go to somebody else. Okay, we're running out of time. Okay, Sri and Check. You're the last one in tonight. Sri and Check. Okay.
Greetings, Ajahn.
Hello, Ajahn.
How are you both?
Yeah.
We're doing well. Thank
Doing
you.
well. Thank you.
Okay. Can I help you?
Ajahn, am I right to assume like the mind only have a knowing mind and thinking mind?
The mind has 4 functions. Besides knowing, it can think, it can feel, it can perceive, and it can connect to a body. This is the ability of the mind. The four Namakanda is the ability of the mind. Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. Vedana is feeling. Sanya is perception or memory. Sankhara is thinking. Vijnana is the connector to the body, to the sensual organs of the body. Okay. The mind uses vijnana to connect to the five sensual organs of the body. The eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body is connected by vijnana. And then when the eye see an object, then vijnana then can receive the object and send it to the mind, for the mind to process. The object will be processed by sanya. Sanya is the one who will decide what this object is. A human being, a man, a woman, or whatever. And when it has learned the object, then it also creates feeling, good or bad feeling. If you see a bad object, you have bad feeling. If you see a good object, you have good feeling. And when you have bad or good feeling, then you're thinking, then decide what to do. If it's good feeling, then you should go after it, right? If it's a bad, if this object gives you a bad feeling, then you should run away from it. Mm-hmm. But this is how the mind works, using the four Namakanda.
Knowing is not a function, Ajahn.
Knowing is the one that knows. Without knowing, then you don't know what's going on. Mm. But you have to know what Sankhara is doing, what Vedana is doing, what Vijnana is doing. Mm. This is the work of the mind, the knower.
Knower is kind of behind the scene.
Well, you can see it behind or all around, all over. It's the one that knows thinking, that knows feeling, that knows perception, that knows objects, the sensual objects. And then when the mind knows, then the mind reacts with greed or hate or anger, or delusion. This is the mind that reacts, not the Namakanda. Feeling, sanya, sankhara, vijnana don't react. The one that do the reaction is the mind, the knower. It reacts with greed, sometimes react with anger, sometimes react with fear, sometimes it reacts with delusion. But when you meditate and when you calm the mind down, then this reaction will stop, because it has equanimity. When you have the mind has equanimity, then it stops reacting. So our goal is to teach the mind to stop reacting and leave everything else alone. Because the mind, due to delusion, the mind wants to manipulate and manage things to go according to the way it likes. But it cannot always do it. And when it cannot do it, then it becomes sad or become unhappy. But if you don't manipulate, you don't manage, you just let things be, then the mind will not be sad or unhappy. So this is the goal. The cessation of suffering is to stop manipulating things that you are involved with, like your body, your money, your husband, your son or daughter or whatever. Just let them be, let them come and go, and then they're gonna get old, get sick, and die. Only thing you can do is try to feed them and keep them alive as much as you can. But if it's beyond your control, then you just have to let it be. Then you will have no stress, no sadness. But if you want to keep it, when you cannot keep it, when it goes away, then you become sad. But if you know the nature of things, that everything has to come and go, everything comes and goes, and nothing you can stop them from coming or going, then you just leave them alone and don't expect anything from them. Then you won't be sad. So this is the purpose of Buddhist practice, is to teach the mind to let go of everything, because everything you cannot control anyway. In the end, you're going to have to lose everything. Okay.
Just now you said the mind doesn't like to be told what to do. Like that's the knowing mind doesn't like to be told what that's the default.
It's a defilement in the ego, the delusion that I know better than you, so you should not tell me what to do.
Oh.
Right? Everybody think that they know better than somebody else, right? If somebody tell you to do something, what you do, you get angry, right?
Yeah.
That's the ego. That's a delusion.
Oh. That's the delusion. Oh.
So we cannot tell delusion what not to do. We just can
You have
stop.
to teach it. You have to teach the delusion the truth thing. The delusion don't see impermanent, don't see anatta, don't see that suffering is caused by attachment to things that they cannot control. Okay, we have more.
Thank you, Dada.
Any more questions?
No, I think thank you, Tanjan.
Thank you, Dada.
Okay, because we have some more questions from email and reading.
Yeah.
Okay, Kunju.
Namaskaran. We have 7 questions this evening so far, and the first 4 questions are from assistant email. Question number 1 from Johnny from Malaysia. When I want to send goodwill to others, but was reminded about aging, sickness, and death, it makes me feel pessimistic and depressed. If life is just birth, sickness, and death, how can I prevent myself from being pessimistic about life?
Because you're still alive, see. So when you're alive, you want to do good things. Don't worry about that. It's only when after you die, then you cannot do any good thing anymore. So you have to separate the two from each other. Don't try to mix them up. When you're alive, you want to have goodwill toward all people, because being good and kind to other people makes you happy and other people happy. Okay.
The next question is from Philip Yeo from Singapore. Do we use thinking to contemplate on Asupat meditation?
Well, you use thinking, but thinking can be visualizing also. So you have some time to visualize the object, like the 32 parts of the body. You might first start by reciting the name of the 32 parts first. Once you know the name, then you want to visualize each object, how they look like, where they are in your body, which are they inside or they are outside. Like the skeleton, where is the skeleton? You have to visualize it.
Question number 3. Do we need total calm mind to practice Asupa, or just a little calm will be sufficient to do Asupa?
Well, contemplation has two purposes. The first purpose is to learn the truth. And then the second purpose is to apply the truth to stop the cravings and stop the suffering that arises from the craving. So if you want to stop the mind from craving, you need a strong, calm mind to do it. But if you just want to contemplate, to study, you might not need a strong, calm mind to do it.
The 4th question, is Asupat meditation necessary for liberation?
It's part of the work that you have to do to be fully liberated, but not in itself alone. You need to contemplate, study the nature of other things as well.
The next question is from Lee Tekhwa. Hi, Ajahn. Did the Buddha give a comprehensive teaching on filial piety? If so, where can it be found? And what did he teach on filial piety? Thank you.
I think it's in the 32 Mangala Sutta. I think look in the Mangala Sutta. I'm not sure what's the English translation, auspicious action or something like that. 38, auspicious action.
The next question is from Sheila Kirwan. Ajahn, do the Buddhas and the Arhants still benefit the world even though they cannot teach once they pass into Parinibbana? Thank you.
Well, if they cannot teach, then they cannot benefit because, you know, you need the teaching to be to benefit from them. But since they can no longer have a body to teach you with, so you cannot benefit anything from the Buddha or the noble disciple who passed away. But you can still benefit from the living noble disciple if they're still around.
The next question is from Honey Box. Good evening, Ajahn. I like all the teachings from different types of Buddhist traditions. How to decide what's the best and only tradition to follow diligently, rather than practicing a bit from all? Kindly advise. Thank you, Ajahn.
Well, you just have to, like buying a car, you just have to go test drive each car and find out which one works for you. You might want to buy an electric car, or you want to buy a diesel car, or a gasoline car. You know, you have to go and check it out for yourself and find the one that is suitable for you.
And the last question is from Samanji. Does an animal commit a sin when it catches or kills another animal for food or during a fight?
Yes, it breaks the precept. Also, killing regardless of who you are, if you kill, you are breaking the precept, you're doing bad karma, and you have to pay the consequence eventually. You might have to be reborn as an animal again and to be eaten by other animals, for instance.
That is all, Ka.
Okay. Well, that's about all the time we have for tonight. Bruce Lee, I'm sorry. We have to wait next time if you have any question to ask, okay? All right, thank you for your participation. I hope that this meeting will benefit you somehow, somewhat, and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ajahn, thanks, Ajahn. Thank you, Amin.
Thanks, Amin.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye. Good
Ajahn.
night.
Thank you.